Alrighty. How are we all doing today? Welcome. Um, welcome to the Knights of Teleria show, guys. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Today, I guess, yeah, it's right. We're going to start off with the raid representative who's Taurus. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but he seems to be like one of the best nukers right now for Arena and for Hydra. Next to him happens to be one of my actually favorite nukers. I just recently did a clan boss video on him, and I was really shocked to see how much he smacks, which is Finax. Next to him, we have the one and only JR Star 3. And right above him, from home, we have Tuli. How are you guys doing today?
Doing pretty good.
Doing well, hanging in there.
Nice, nice. How has your week been? I know Jay didn't come last week. He had some things going on.
My week's been good. Kind of busy in real life, really. It's picking up springtime outside, starting greenhouse this year, so yeehaw.
A greenhouse. Okay, okay.
Mhm.
Jay, what about you?
Well, yeah, it's been an eventful week for me. Just kind of readjusting myself. I guess kind of learning my situation with my back and legs. I think everybody knows now, but pretty much I'm doing better now. I can actually sit down, but just can't sit down for long periods. But I
Okay,
also have to be funny as well, so it's kind of like an interesting new balance I have to add to my life.
nice, nice. Um, so before we get too far out of here, too far into the content, I want to ask you guys. My son posed me with a question and said, "Dad, if you had to crunch four legendaries into an epic, which four legendaries would it be, and which epic would it be to make it a 6 star?" And I purposely didn't ask you guys to think about this in the beginning because I wanted to kind of get your live reaction without thoughts. As we all know, Jay is well known for eating some Legos into a renegade, and you know. But we'll start off with you, Tuli. What five Legos would you eat, and into what epic?
Uh, it looks like the skinwalkers are time to go. We're sending them to the bin. Norog is going. Who else can we send off? Brachus. Yeah, we'll feed an extra Brachus. We don't need him no more. Maybe a Nogdar. Not Cillian anymore. So there's three. And then let's see, what skinwalkers could we get rid of? There's definitely a couple crappy skinwalker. Oh, we could definitely feed a Cleo. Yeah, we could definitely feed a Cleo. Yep.
Okay.
And then hmm, isn't there a useless undead Lego? There's got to be one. Just kidding. None of them are useless. The point being, like, you just pick 5 useless Legos and feed them. Like,
Yeah, but the
I don't
question
know.
is which five?
It,
That's
it doesn't really matter though. Like,
and
it's just like pick another shitter. Like a Bess. I don't need another Bess. There you go. Goodbye. You know, like I personally don't find these questions very interesting.
it got me thinking a little bit, but well, you didn't answer the second part of the question is which epic would you put it in?
Again, like I don't need epics built though, so it's like anyone that I want to put it into, like I, seer, just for the meme, I guess. Like
Okay.
you're a seeker. Like this is what I mean though. Like you're asking somebody that's built everybody and all these things. It's just kind of a lame thing. That's all. Like I don't
Hey,
know. I don't know. Like, what do you want me to say? Oh, I'm gonna feed every Pixneal that I have, and that's gonna be that.
okay.
Like, I don't know.
Um, okay, okay. Jay, what about you?
Well, not only have I sacrificed Legos before, I've done it twice already, including a Siffy.
Oof, you're killing me. You're killing
But
me.
yeah, you definitely you definitely want to let go of the Legos that are not gonna like. Even if you let them go, you're like, well, even if I get them later on, it's like whatever. I'm not excited to empower them, right? So the ones I let go were just like extra like dupes, like Pixney at the time before her second buff, Longbeard, because it's nice to have one, but do you really need two? I let go of Atlanticus. I let go of other Chance of Four. Which five would I do? Right now, I think Gamuron.
Moron.
He needs
Where
to
is
be.
he?
I think his
Gamaran,
A2 needs
yeah.
to steal multiple buffs because it's not like his A3 is unique. I just don't like the fact that like if he's supposed to be cool like with his A2 stealing buffs, I think it should be like kind of like Mighty Uko, where maybe he doesn't get debuffs, but at least he can steal two buffs and then spread those buffs, right? That'd be really, really cool. But he only steals one, and it's like, and
Which,
then his A3 is just like, okay,
which
you do it
faction is
once
he
and
in
that's it.
before I cut you off?
Shadowkin.
Shadow Kid.
Oh, Shadowkin, yeah.
Oh, okay. You're
Yeah.
gonna feed this guy, man? Look at him. He
I think
looks
I think he
cool.
needs a buff. I think he needs a buff.
Okay.
If he gets a buff, he could probably be used in Live Arena or other places. Number two, I think that's under. Yeah, I guess you could say a lot of skinwalkers. That's true. Like Norog's. I mean, he can be used. It's just like not like insane. So I guess
Hugo's just
like
better,
like a
Yeah.
slight adjustment to like 2023. I think he'd be really really good. But since he's still like 2021, yeah, he's probably easy feedable. I still think Lanicus, she's nice for like clan boss people use her and stuff like that. But the problem is her cooldowns. Like if you have
Yeah.
to get you have to get lucky RNG on the A3 to go into the A2. Yeah, you can extend buffs and stuff like that, but there's a lot of epics that can do that nowadays. It's not like back in days where she was one of the like only buff extenders.
And it's a
So I
4-turn
would say probably,
cooldown. Like, holy.
yeah. They should just make the A3 like 100% fully booked. That she gets into an extra turn. That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
So I would say probably, yeah, I'd probably say Gormuron into Lanicus, Longbeard, because Krila can still be used for stuns and other stuff.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Creed is good for Doom Tower content too.
Yeah. That's a good question. I feel like I'm missing one. There's definitely
Nogdar going.
yeah, Nogdar. Yeah, he's oh my god, like he was cool with Sand Devil, but like who actually uses him and it's not even like a secret tech like oh let me show you this and like PvP or he's just kind of there. He's
Yeah.
just like some
It's,
extra something to play with if you have nothing to play with. But like you play with him for a day or two and you're like okay I'm gonna move on to the next better champion. Like honestly I think he does need a little bit. It seems unique. Maybe if there's
Yeah.
another support champion in the future, they make something where someone's revived, you get all these like maybe you can kind of like synergize that way. But for now, he's just kind of like food, honestly.
Okay.
I feel like there's probably
Quite a few
Revenant.
bad Sacred Order as well. Like Sacred Order, it needs a buff, kind of like Bannerlord just recently got a huge buff. Like
Yeah, I guess yeah, you could say something like that. Like trash Legos, because yeah, every Lego sometimes has one usage, right? Like you could say what's his name? War Chief, like no one liked him only for Magma Dragon, but then when Hydra came out, he got one more use, right? Like so, even though most Legos usually have one case use or maybe two, they're not like multi-use. But then there's some Legos that just don't have any use, and if you're using them, it's because you're free to play, right? So these are the champions that I'm trying to name, like champions that you probably shouldn't invest right away because it's a waste of resources. Plus, you're not going to get long-term, longevity with the champion built out.
Black Knight's also in a super weak spot. Like he's decent at what he does. It's just that what he does isn't useful. Like
Yeah.
I think the epic that I would choose, because everybody wants this epic, even nowadays, right? Even though I know which just blows my mind that some people still don't have it, is Geo.
Okay.
Unfortunately, he's probably one of the best epics in the game. So
Okay.
so people, if I was gonna sacrifice 5 Legos into an epic so that it could become 6-star, definitely would be that champion.
Okay. D Sama, welcome to the stream, man. Thank you for joining us. So for me, I'm surprised that neither one of you mentioned this, but Grohack is going to be my first one.
no chance.
Huh?
No chance.
Why?
He's amazing in Fae, and he's an amazing Faction War speedrunner. No chance.
I have like 4 of him, and I'm just like, nope, not gonna use him. Not gonna use him. My next one is King Gorag.
Oh, Princess Garog?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Not interested in this guy whatsoever at all. I was gonna say Norag, Nagdar, but you did pick him. And where is it? No, is it here? I'm trying to remember where he is. Blind Seer would be another one, and I know she empowers. Is it Lydia? I think it is, or something like that.
No, she empowers Mithrala.
Mithrala. Okay, sorry.
There's no way in any chance you're just like chickening off a Blind Seer. Come on.
I would. I don't.
No chance you would chicken her off instead of empower. I'm calling cap. Full cap. Full big old cap on your head right
now.
The
moment I pull her, I feed her live. I feed her live.
Call the biggest cap in the world unless
I'm holding to that.
Mm-hmm.
Queen Eva
100%.
is another one where, I mean, short of just being a campaign farmer, I'm like, nah, not interested whatsoever.
Best nuker in the faction. By far.
I mean, why?
I saw a 13-second team with her 16-second team.
Yeah, but Faction Wars?
Yeah.
I mean...
I'm surprised no one's using her for live arena because she's strong affinity against a lot of the champions.
Yeah, she is. I think she's a champion that a lot of people sleep on, especially since you can build her like 54% crit rate. Like,
yeah,
she smacks. I mean, like I don't use my Eva anywhere either, but she still does her job. I'd rather feed a Cleo before Elite, or whatever.
My last one's gonna be Samar Gem Curse because the only place that I find him useful for is Bommel, and I don't need him.
Yeah, he got the axe hard on Bommel, didn't he?
And as for an epic, who I would feed him into, that was a tough choice, and I've got a little bit of a controversy on it, but I would do Ugo. Because I feel Ugo has more utility in her kit than all of those combined. You know, she got the decreased defense, she's got the weekend, the heal, leech. So I think, for me at least, I don't know. How's it going being useless? Welcome to the stream, man. Go ahead, what were you going to say?
I said she's a good pick.
So, all right. So that said, that was a little fun to find out what you guys thought. But so today we're going to be talking about Live Arena, and we're going to be talking about Classic Arena. The good, bad, and the ugly. We're going to kind of compare them and see where they stand. Now, Live Arena's been out for about 2 weeks now, right? So we've had some time to mess around with it and play around with it. Thule, what level are you, or what ranking are you in Live Arena right now?
I'm Silver 1.
Okay. All right. Jay, what about yourself?
Probably like Bronze 2 or Bronze 3. I haven't really been able to play too much because of the situation, so I just started back streaming again.
Okay. All right. So I know it's a little bit of an apples and oranges, but would you prefer Live Arena over Classic Arena, or vice versa? Jay, I'll throw that to you. Live Arena. Okay. Thule's like Live Arena. Forget everything else. Live Arena.
This is not even close.
Okay.
Like the biggest problem with Classic is that you get to be nitpicky. This whole game is about being nitpicky, and people have inflated their rank because of it. Take Tag Team as another great example. People just pick 1 out of 10 teams that they want to fight, and that's it. And they say, oh yeah, I sit in Gold 4 Tag Team, blah, 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 blah. But you only picked the weakest defenses of the entire week to hit. Like, You didn't actually take any challenges that were of Gold 4 level. You're just in there with other people that have inflated their rank. So you can't do that in live.
That's
you
true.
need to just be good.
That's true. You know, well, I'll ask this question later, but Jay, what about you?
Um, yeah, I really like Live Arena. It's gonna take some time for it to become a little bit more balanced for everybody, because everybody needs to get to their respectable ranks of where like their PP or just themselves as players.
Hmm.
Because it's kind of like we're all like stuck in a room and everyone's like squeezing through and trying to get to where we need to be. So I mean, it is fun. I played during the beta and then well now it's live. Now you're just seeing a little bit more try hard. I think it's gonna be a little bit harder too. People might treat it like Silver 4 or Gold 1 in tag team, where it really feels like a huge spike where you have to really try. Like you have to actually make sure everything's optimized, right speeds, right accuracies. Not like in class you can get away with just either refreshing or skipping like a team and just moving on to the next one. Here you have to there's a lot of values and different things that are happening that I think most raid players are not ready for it. So when like yesterday happened to me, which blew my mind. Someone like literally tricked no one would have saw it coming. So someone put Arbiter right, and I'm using Arbiter team because I don't have Siffy. So we both ban our
Is it
Arbiters.
because you fed her?
He, huh?
I said, is it because you fed her?
That's a different account. He fed it on an account that doesn't even get played, to be honest.
Oh yeah, it was an account that I gave away.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna do it on my main account. You crazy? That account had technically two Siffies, so that's why I sacrificed one.
Okay.
But anyways, the only way I could give that account away was to sacrifice the Civi just so I could give it away. It was kind of like a testament, you know. But in terms of this team, right? Like they had their Krisk wearing their Arbiter's gear, so the Krisk was like 370, but they were only using the Arbiter to boost up Krisk so he could go first and provoke everybody. So if you didn't have a full Stone Skins team, usually you can tell by the enemy, like no one's gonna put Stone Skin like Kaimor or Stone Skin like Warlord usually, right? So like when you see those champions getting picked, you're already like, oh, I already got a counter for this, boom, boom, boom. And so it happened to me, and this was low bronze, not even silver. And I was just like, what? Like I couldn't believe that I got outsped, and I'm like, how did he go first? Like, and I was using a speed lead with Chimer Elite after he banned the Arbiter. So that alone, right, just shows you totally different dynamic you would never experience in Classic Arena. Like that would never happen. So I think that's what makes it very interesting. And it's something new that we all as players can learn together. I've learned a little bit of banning and picking because I played games like League of Legends and other games as well, for a long time. But it's funny how to see it in a game where it's not just picking champions. It's also like because in Lincoln League you could ban people right in like the picks and ban phase, but there's also like gearing yourself in the game. Here it's already the gear's already pre-done, right? And we're all
Mm.
just then picking champions, and then it's like okay, hope for the best, I guess, depending on what's happening. So it's a little bit different than your typical normal picks and bans. It's like there's another layer to it, and I think that's what's interesting. Some people were telling me that like oh this live arena came out, it's not going to save the game, blah blah. I'm like this is changing actually in terms of PvP. So we'll see where it keeps going though.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Hey Seth, welcome to the stream, man. Thanks for joining us. Um, so I've enjoyed Live Arena a lot. It's been fun. I'm trying to find the. It's actually funny because I went up against an account that I know is way stacked than mine. I went up against Grim Reaper, who's also a clanmate of mine, and I took a page out of Thule's book, who I would usually go for, like a support that would lock me out or provide too many buffs or something like that. And last stream we were talking with Thule, and he's like, dude, Duchess first pick, you always ban the Duchess because she brings the increased attack with the what's it called, with the Rotos or anything else they have, especially if they're having an offensive attack based nuker. So I did that, and I pretty sure I destroyed him. I was trying to see the screenshot I had of him, and then yeah, it's definitely a fun game mode. I do like that one a lot more than Classic. Classic, I feel like it's just the last 15 minutes is what you get the rush out of, and Live just gives you that same rush multiple times throughout the day. Like I know I went up against Brunt Cat Herder a couple of days ago. It was
Brunt, Bront Cat Herder. You've had the hardest time with his name.
I just said it properly. I said a Brunt cat herder.
It's not Brunt. It's Bront.
Brunt. Listen, if you're that nitpicky, my wife hates it when I say the word October because I say it wrong. I'm sure she probably heard me.
October is not how that's said either. So yeah, I would give you all kinds of flame for that too. Never that in my life.
Welcome, Bruncat and Nick. Welcome to the stream, guys. Anybody who is not already a subscriber of Brunt's, make sure you guys click on his name, go subscribe to his YouTube channel. Provides great content. He also does a lot of streaming on Twitch, right? And he's fun to hang around with and talk. We had him on here a couple of weeks ago. But if you haven't already, make sure you guys do go subscribe to his channel. So yeah, now we're gonna move on to the so-called bots that have been presented in Live Arena. There has been some people with screenshots that they've shown, and I think I may have taken one on. I didn't really pay attention because they had like a level 60, not level 60, level 53 Hefrak, and I was just like, well, maybe that person just didn't want to fully build him out or is waiting, whatever, doesn't have the things. But do you find that you've been facing bots in Arena? We'll start with Thule first.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really?
Yeah, there's not 45 mil PP accounts with no clan that do Arena and have Stone Skin.
45 mil?
Yeah, I have all kinds of screenshots of 40 plus mil PP accounts with no clan whatsoever doing Arena. You don't have that much PP and do Arena and not be in a clan that does Hydra or Clan Boss.
I would love to see those because here's my thinking. I feel like a lot of people, because I encountered that in the beginning too, and I was like, there's got to be some sort of mentality behind it, right? Because if they're possibly testing their champions in Live Arena, you wouldn't want to necessarily give who you are up to say, okay, you know, this is what I'm planning on running throughout the week. Because, you know, being in a competitive endgame clan like I am, I know we have a whole thread in our Discord talking about what we've seen through everybody's resets and sharing all that information, sharing like speeds of what our opponents have, who to hit, and all of that stuff going on. So I don't know. I feel like that actually might be, because why would you put a 45 mil player power? I mean, I think that the highest player power I have currently seen is probably Panda.
Nah, it's definitely like there's somebody that is 60 mil right on the leaderboard, bro. Timot. He has Dinmer's old account. He has a 60 million PP account.
It's 31 million.
Timot too.
No, right here, 60 Gods and Legend Engine. Or Engine.
Yeah, Engine, yep.
60 million. Wow.
What the fuck?
these are the accounts that have 7 figures spent on them.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I seen more like I did. Like I said, I do remember seeing the one that had like the Hefrak that was like 53 or 56, and I'm like, why would you guys put that in there? Why not? You know, give them those extra little bit of stats. You know, because everything helps. But yeah, I guess that's a possible choice. For them not to be in a clan. Jay, what about you? Huh?
It's just like, why? How would you be doing Hydra in like normal clan? Are you gonna buy every shard that you pull on your account? You know what I mean? Like, how are you not in a clan? Doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jay.
I think it's probably just lazy work by people not finishing each bot completely. You know.
Yeah.
It might be that. Do I think they're necessary for this? Like I said, it's in its early stages, and for once, honestly, I have to give it up to Plarium. They didn't do really that bad of a job. Like when Tag Team came out or CVC, man, people even during the betas, people were not liking it. This is the first time something came out and it's not too crazy buggy. Yeah, of course it has maybe a few like very small, but not like insane stuff where people are like, man, I can't even play Live Arena, I can't even queue up, or my account's gone, or it could have been insane, right? It could have been nuts. So
Yep.
um overall, yeah, I think for now it's probably necessary for people to get, like I said, in the spots they need to be in. But once, after maybe a few more months, they need to take it out because no one wants to fight a bot. That's the whole point of live arena, is to fight someone live.
Well,
Yep.
That's the whole
there's
point of it.
still bots in classic arena early game, and I mean, I think that does help. Players kind of
That's
farm stuff out.
that's different though. Like the accounts that are low bots are like actual bot farmers, right? So like they're actual accounts in the game. Like, these are accounts actually partaking. So it's not actually a bot in the same way that Plarium is literally injecting accounts into high end play that have nobody behind them.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. So you would say bots are bad for live arena?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, long term.
Long
Yeah.
term. Okay. I mean, yeah, right now it's definitely so I'm in silver 1, and I can tell you the opponents I'm fighting are my account's here, their account is like way up here, and I'm like, yeah, it's hard. It's hard.
Yeah, number 1 ranked person in the world is in silver 2 right now.
Yeah. So I feel like and I mean, I get it. They don't want to give the legendary away for free. They're going to make us work for it, which is why they're not just like letting people inflate.
Exactly.
But yeah.
I mean, I think one thing that people aren't thinking about though is there's no cap on rank.
What do you like? How hot? Like the numbers wise?
Yeah, you will infinitely go up. There's no cap. Okay, the separation between whales and the normal player only gets bigger. They only ever get farther away from you if they have a high win rate.
Right. Yeah. They'll and that was my kind of worry. Like I see a lot of people on Reddit and stuff that are complaining about the live arena, and I remember when this was going out, my major concern being the whales are going to come in, and the whales aren't going to fight against other whales because it's just going to be a very prolonged battle, and a lot of these counts are evenly stacked or evenly matched where they're just going to be trading wins back and forth. So my I haven't really touched
which nets you rank. You lose 4 points for a loss and 5 for a win. So if you're trading, you literally have to go like 4 out of 10 to start losing rank. 3 out of 10.
Yeah, well, you can only lose rank from silver and above. You can't lose rank from
That doesn't matter. That has nothing to do with what we're talking about. Like in gold, where you need to get Quintus and where everything is so difficult and it's gonna be difficult.
Yeah.
You lose 4 points for a loss and you win 5 for a win. The ratio in which you lose points is so low that anybody that has even a 50% win rate never loses points. You will only ever go up. So if you have a 55 or 60% win rate, you won't be near people that also don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So getting to the 4,400 or 4,000 to get Quintus isn't going to be that bad in the end. To get to this point, I mean, we're talking 5 to 8 weeks minimum at the pace that it's going. Like we're a third of the way to gold 3, 4,000. Like the top rank, I think, isn't even 2,000 points. There's like just over 2,000 points now.
2210 is what Mad Bobby is.
2210.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
there's only like
just
4
over halfway.
2,000. But that's what I'm trying to say is like, I know if I was to fight and try to get into silver 2, I'd be going up against these guys where I know my account is I would take a loss every single time. against these guys. And that was kind of my biggest fear, was the whales are going to be here for quite some time in this low stage. And we're not going to be able to, kind of move. It was like when what's it called, did their release Diablo Immortal, right? They came out and that guy spent like $100,000 in like 1 week or in a weekend, and he was demolishing everybody. But then he was at the point where his account was here, everybody else was here, and he couldn't queue him with anybody else. And he went on the forums and started making YouTube videos about complaining and stuff like that. And it's like, well, guy, A, you put yourself into that point, and B, it's like, well, not everybody else is there, So I think that's kind of my, and I know Scratch did a video on this, but I think that's the issue where we're heading into right now, because a lot of people aren't going to sit here and want to get farmed by you or me or one of these other guys that have accounts that are insane. But
I think at the same time, you think about the amount of people that love beating up people in Gold 4 tag team just because they're big old whales and they kick their butt and use their brain. Like, I think it's going to be different than you think. I don't think people are just going to be like, oh, I'm only ever going to fight a whale. Like, everybody I know that's still in bronze or silver 1 is matching against people that are basically perfect. Like, everybody I know that's in bronze right now is matching against people that are level 70 to 100. You know what I mean? Like, in like just barely 100, if anything, stuff like that. So it's already starting to even out. The problem is the top isn't moving fast enough. So you get an ebb and a flow where we have a big jump where the whales move forward, and then the whales need to wait for the minnows to move up, and the minnows got to wait for the free-to-plays and stuff to move up, so to speak. So until all of that happens, yeah.
I could just imagine being like a kraken or a whale, being like you just hit gold 1, but no one's there, so you're just fighting high level bots for like
Yep. I gotta go let my dogs in real quick.
What I'm curious is what did player give those high level accounts that are not players? Like, what's their gear? Are we talking about like 400?
It's definitely something that you're going to be able to farm it. They're not going to make something too difficult for you not to be able to move higher up in the tier. If you add a bot and the bot beats you, come on. I mean, people are already pissed off enough at this. It's just going to get even worse if, the bot was in beating on me. So
I actually have heard very few complaints about Arena, even from low people. They've mostly been very, very positive about it, and they're just like, yeah, I have to wait, but when I do get matches against people my level, it's fantastic. I think it's a great experience. So I think we just need to wait longer. It's been so little time, and we get capped on the amount of fights. So even if they wanted to, they can't move faster.
Right.
Yeah. Well,
unlike classic or tag team where you could just keep buying fights. You can keep going. There's no cap.
Yeah. I'm
just
curious.
taking forever.
Huh?
It's just taking forever. That's all.
Yeah, it is. It is. And it's. I think this is. I don't think we'll see a gold 1 maybe for at least another month or 2. I think that's how long it's going to take. I think it's. Huh?
I mean, if the pace keeps up, we'll have somebody in gold in 2 weeks. It hasn't even been 2 weeks yet, and we have somebody at 2,000 rank.
Well, so he needs 2,000. So the next, to move into gold 1, he needs 2,700 points.
Yeah, that's only 400 more points.
Yeah, but that's assuming that, he wins every single one and there's enough people in silver 4 for him to compete against because he can't drop down to the silver 3 guys.
It keeps matching them. I had somebody get matched at that was like 1800 rank against somebody that was 1400.
So
like it just keeps giving you
somebody,
it just keeps giving you matches. Like
that's not how the way it was supposed to work. It's supposed to work that you get matched with somebody in that tier.
It might be the very bottom and the very top of a tier, but like you will, it's basically impossible to be the only person in a tier. Like that's the point. Like you have to lose 7 out of 10 to start losing rank.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's basically impossible. If you're doing arena anywhere near capacity, it's not going to be like that at all. Maybe for 5 minutes he'll be the only guy. You know what I mean? Like, and then once you're in gold 4, the rank just keeps going up. There's always going to be somebody in gold 4.
Yeah. Well,
even if you have 10,000 rank, there's still somebody else in gold 4 that you can match against.
So I guess the bigger question is going to be like, is it actually, because I mean, Brunt says right now that, you know, he's been in silver 1 and he's gone up against players that are in bronze 2. I don't feel that that's right.
Well, the reason why it's like that is because there's not enough. Like, let's say I want to play at this specific time of the day, but what if those players that are in my rank only play at nighttime, but I'm playing right before work? Well, then what it's gonna do is gonna probably go downwards, right? Like maybe 1 or 2 ranks below, and find if there's any players there that are queuing up at the same time, and then fill me up. Now, is that how it should be? Not right now, but like I said, people are still doing it and progressing. Once we have more, players in their respective ranks that their account should be in, then it should be a little bit more balanced. Or there's going to be more bots fluctuating and filling the space. I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
It also takes into account your win streak. If you have somebody that's in bronze 2 that's on a 10 or 15 win streak, they shouldn't be in that tier.
In bronze 2, they
shouldn't
be. Why not?
You know what?
Where should
they're on a 15 win streak in an environment that should be 50-50. That's the point. They should be matched against people that are higher than their current rank right now because they've won so many. And this is something that their algorithm does take into account, is your win streak.
Yeah, I agree, Nick. They've done it. I was expecting it to be a lot worse with this, but they've done a decent job rolling this out. I don't know. I feel like
I think most people's problems with it are speculation problems, and they aren't actually problems.
It could very well be.
People are like, this is going to happen, and this is going to happen, and well, none of those are happening because we aren't there yet. Like, it hasn't been out long enough. Like,
yeah. So
when was it? Has it been 10 days?
I think it got released. What was it? Was it last Thursday or was it Thursday before? I think it was the Thursday before.
Yeah.
So it's been about a little over 2 weeks.
Yeah.
10 days. Yeah, Brunt says 10 days. So now both of you players, or both of you gentlemen, have been pushing Plat Arena in the past. And it's been I guess, interesting time trying to kind of go back and forth from each one. And I feel like the concept of being able to ban a player or ban a champion should be introduced into Classic Arena. What do you guys think?
No. How are you gonna, like, the whole point of Classic Arena is that I don't need a player there. Yeah. Like, if you don't, like, if I put a 5-man defense out on there and then you ban one, you already have advantage on offense in the current environment. Like, there's only 4 champions there. So, and you don't have to fight them either. So, if you're like, yeah, I'm just gonna ban one, you have even more advantage on offense. It just doesn't work.
Well, I'm
And
talking about just Plat Arena though. Like I think it would make it a
that
little.
doesn't change. No, that doesn't change anything. Like it's still
Why not?
classic.
I feel like if you have to be forced to make a 5-man setup with the one person, being banned, it makes the arena a little more, I don't know, fair. Like instead of being able to hit the same person every time.
Not quite at all, because you can do the exact same thing. You can just ban the same champion every time and farm them the same exact way. It just takes more time now because you have to ban a champion every single time against an AI. Who's the AI gonna ban?
Well, you can only pick 4 players. The AI, you set a 5-man defense and you're able to ban one person.
Right, so you get even more perfect information. If they don't have a 5-man defense, then you get to abuse them even more. It's already very difficult to make a strong 4-man defense. It's even harder to make a 5-man with one ban. Like, you think about your live arena compositions. How much more difficulty do you have enabling your nuker and keeping them alive with a reviver? Just those 2 things alone. You need increased attack and a reviver. Yeah. And you're struggling to do that, plus bring an interaction for your enemy. So I massively it would be terrible in live. It would be one of the most toxic formats ever. You would never, or in classic, sorry, you would never have a winning defense, basically. Like it's already so hard to make a winning defense because the offense has advantage.
There is no winning defense, though. There's no defense that's got a 100% win rate.
There are winning defenses that have over 50% win rates, which is actually what matters. If you win more than 50% of your fights, you're doing pretty freaking good. You don't need 100% win rate. Nobody has 100% win rate on offense either. So if you can just ban one champion that you don't have an answer to every single time, couple becomes useless. Single nuker defenses become useless. You have to put 2 nukers on your defense now.
Well, I mean, it's the same thing in the arena.
Yeah, but it's completely different because it's live. Like they get to ban one of your champions too. In classic, now it's totally different. It just plays out totally different.
Well, I guess you could put in the game is infamous for being RNG. They could put in a factor that, it just bans one of your champions, and you're just kind of like, oh. I mean, it's like putting a bot in right now. If you're facing a bot, the bot's doing the same thing, though, isn't it?
No, you're literally comparing apples to oranges. You're like, oh, well, we could just randomly ban one of your champions now, too. That doesn't.
But that's what the bot does in live arena.
No, it doesn't. It bans your lead the first champion you pick.
It has it always?
Yes, I guess. I'm glad you fully understand these bots. Like,
well, the first thing. Plarium hasn't announced yet, I guess, that there's no bots in. So we don't really know what they're doing. This is all speculation. But
they never admitted to bots before. They never will. Even if they were putting them in there.
I think they do. They did say something about bots being in like silver and bronze early classic arena a while ago.
Player-driven bots, not their bots.
Exactly.
It's completely different.
I guess. Yeah. All right.
Hey, you have Chinese account farmers running accounts still. Like, they run them all the way up until Visix and stuff. Like,
which I don't get. I don't understand why you need to do that, anyways. But I just figured
$10.
Yeah, I'm sure there's other ways to do it, but I feel like there's definitely something else that could be done to spark up Classic Arena, or at least at like the platinum level, because
we need a ranking system that's not just right now, are you in the rank or not? It's purely what it is. Like the reason Plat Arena is not attractive to the amount of people is because it's how good are you in this 15 minutes, this half hour if you want to push for the top.
I don't think that's it. I don't think that's it. I think it's. I mean, you can't sit here and tell me that you could go up against an account like, what is it? Like any one of these, like Pandas or.
I do it all the time in Classic. I farm mad every single week. You know what I mean? Like I hit all of these accounts all the time.
I,
You-
I think a lot of it has to do with what American Express tells you to do, and
Not quite. Like you just learn how to counter certain comps. It's not all just swipe your card, dude. I promise. You know, people are using Rotos and Shamael to counter Marichica teams. Like they're
yes,
using Lydia and Turvold. Like it's not always just swipe your card. Like Gala again coming in all over the place for people. And Epic. Corrado, a fusion. Ukko, a fusion. Python, a fusion. Like the amount of fusion champions and free accessible champions that they put that people are using is high as fuck. I completely disagree, and it's just regurgitated stuff that people are like, oh well, I'm not going to do plat because of this, that, or the other, and they haven't even tried. Like Sneckers, he spent $50 on his account. Kempachi spent $14 on his account.
yeah, but
Both
you're
of them
talking
finished
accounts
plat
that
all
have
the
been
time.
playing for how many years?
3 years.
Okay,
Like
so that's why they're
so
placing.
anybody that spent $500 on the game would place also. Just because you started free to play a year and a half ago and you can't finish plat doesn't mean anything. That doesn't say anything about the plat environment. That's not an environment made for your account yet. You're barely even in gold tag team. Why do you care about plat?
Well,
true.
let's be honest. I mean, tag team and plat are two different animals. You know, there's
This is the point that Classic needs a ranking system that's not just are you in the rank right now. That's why it's not attractive, and that's why the measurement in Classic is so shit.
so. What would you suggest? What would you like to see as a ranking system in here? What do you if Polarium came up to you and said, "Tuli, we're hiring you on. We want you to solve this issue." What would you say?
In Classic, I think I would like to see a monthly season or a seasonal system, a monthly rank, something along those lines. I think Live Arena is a much better environment for it, though. Personally,
Okay.
I think a monthly or seasonal rank for it would be great. We already have 2 weekly resets. I mean, if you want to, and I think it's okay to have the are you in the rank now and finish now kind of thing, because there are accounts that, like, if you want to push for the absolute top 50 or even top 10, you know, you're doing half hour 45-minute pushes. It's not just a 15-minute push. You will never hit top 25 with a 20-minute push even. Like, it just doesn't happen.
Yeah. CW here says current plot. The only thing that matters is the last 30 minutes of every week. He is 100% on right on that. Like, you just all you have to do is get on like an hour and a half, 2 hours before, get yourself into plat, and then just keep pushing. But Jay, I'm gonna ask you the same question. If Plurium said, "Hey, solve this issue for us. We're hiring you on," what would you say?
Kind of interesting what Otto said. Like, I think they should, like, there's a lot of champions that don't get like usage, and I get it. TTA, they wanted us to use dupes, right? Build, oh, we have a solution for you, a dupe system to you. But come on, not everybody can do that. Then empowerment was a way to do that. Now Live Arena is another way to use maybe a dupe like double Cupidus and Stone Skin or something with a Venus, something you wouldn't normally see, right? Um, unless they were like plussed. But I think that'd be cool for Classic. Onto what you were saying, Blazin, is that what if they made like each month, right? The community could choose like maybe the top 5 or top 10 champions that people do not want to see in Classic,
I see where you're
right?
going
So
with
each
that.
month could have its own variants where it's like, okay, this month no one's using Harima, no one's using Taurus. You can still use Marishka, you can still use Sify, but no one can use like these top 5 champions. And they can incentivize where if people, let's say you get to plat, like top 500, right? And you're in there not using any of those champions, you get more rewards. Because I finished in plat and you get like a void shard. If most people want to go for the avatar, but it's like, oh cool, I got some gear I can't use and I got a random 1 void shard. It's like Clan Boss can do that for me, right? So
Right.
Mhm.
I think it'd be pretty cool to incentivize to the community, to the player base, like, oh look, I got with this champion. Who would have thought? I'm using now Phoenix. I got top 400 with Phoenix, and since it's not one of these champions, I also get a free, an extra 2 void shards because I use a champion that wasn't normally part of this top 5 or top 10. I think that'd be pretty cool for like every month if they did that. You could see different champions coming into the meta that normally wouldn't come in the meta, and you don't need live arena to do it. You would just it would be a normal function thing where it's like, okay, this champion can be used all 3 different types of arena, and then it just opens up the doors for tons of stuff. People might start building like nuking champions who have high multipliers you wouldn't ever expect because they're supports or something, like a Lydia, right? Nuking, she has pretty high multipliers. So I think it would be pretty cool because then you wouldn't see the top champions all the time. Now, of course, the whales and stuff would just probably +4, maybe a Killian or something that you wouldn't expect, and then you'd be like, oh god, now I have to worry about champs I never would be scared of, But I think it would still just be unique. It'd be an added flavor. Now, something you were saying, Blazin, for tag team about the whole switching, having that 5th champion, I think that's how tag team should have been. It's in the name. There's no tagging at all. There's no Marvel versus Capcom coming in and out. It's literally just 3v3, right? That's why we've kind of nicknamed it that over the course of time. But honestly, I think there should be some form of tagging in Tag Team Arena.
So
There
not
should
to
be
cut
like
you
a
off,
hidden
but
champion, right, that no one knows.
who am I going to ban
It's not
here?
a bannable thing, and it can just be switched out in whichever team. Could be the first, second, or third. You don't know. Your opponent can do this exact same thing, and it's like a secret pick, and it can just be popped out when you know if it's going to be the first team, the second, or third. That would be kind of, I know it sounds kind of crazy, but I'm just saying like that would be unique for that mode itself. It doesn't have to be in the lower tiers. It could be something only in the higher tiers, right? But it would just add something unique to each separate, like, classic and then tag. Live Arena has its own. It's deep. It's deep, right? It has too many. There's the pick and ban phase. Tons of champions you would never see getting built. People are building troll things, right? Like teams that don't die, basically 3 revivers and like a UDK. It's kind of like nuts. Some people stall. Some people just zerg you. Some people just build multiple nukers that you wouldn't expect. So it's very unique in itself. It doesn't need anything other than just balancing out and eventually people getting in their ranks. But the first 2 ones, like Classic and Tag, I think they do need a little something to spice it up, over time. But I guess Plat will just be Plat until they figure maybe they make 5 divisions of Plat. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
One of the biggest problems that you'll see is the way that they store their server data with both Classic and Tag Team. We also share one server, one global server. That's how the game's always been played for the reason that it gets us the most interaction. It gives us the most players that we can interact with on that end, right? So the way that you do fights is you do the fight, it stores the data on the client side, and then it sends a packet at the end of the fight, and that's the only thing that it has to send. Every one of those instances that you adds that much more time, that many more crashes, etc. You know what I mean? So if you have more ban phases, more tag, if you're trying to tag people in and out, stuff of that nature, like it's gonna just be more of that, right? So in the Classic situation that we were talking about earlier, where you're like, oh well, yeah, you just get to ban one. It's just another phase that you have to add to farming every single fight, right? So at what point does it just become too much time, and how many of them don't need it?
So
I guess.
what if instead of taking it away from the last 15 minutes of what rank you placed, they did it off a percentage of how many wins throughout the week you did while you were in Plat. You see what I mean?
Right. Yeah, something like that would be a much better representation and allow people at any time zone to participate, right? When you talk about Plat, we probably only have between 5 and 10,000 people that are actually interested in it, and on the weekly we have about 1,000 to 1,500 people that push. So I mean, you're only getting 10 to 20%. And I mean, on a good week when Marichica and Terrace came out, there were easily 2,000 people pushing, easily. The line was moving so fast, it was like a rocket. It was crazy.
Yeah.
It's since slowed down a little bit and stuff like that, but the point being, like, you're getting such a small percentage of your player base that is actually like interested in the content, able to participate in the content. So if you open up that window, just like we're seeing in live, right? Like there's, I think, having the one time zone right at reset is like money. It's the best time to have a live arena zone, like time zone. That is by far when the most people are online worldwide, right? So we're gonna have a high density of people here, right? So I think it's really cool to see that. But I think it could be applied better in classic or in tag team in the same way, right?
Yeah, I think so. Front says he doesn't think that a percentage based would win because it would what did he say?
It's because you can be nitpicky.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I think they could just change it to where you get you queue in, you just get a random defense thrown at you of somebody that's in that rank. You know what I mean? So like they could do it where it could be more balanced on that end. But again, it's like just the measurement of how good are you in this 30 minutes turns a lot of people off. We might have 50,000 people interested in Plat Arena or that level of play, but we don't know it because they're not interested in the time zone that it is or the time period that the time frame that it is.
Yeah. Man, that Taurus just smacked me hard.
Yeah, rank class would have to be random matchups for sure. So
I think I think that wouldn't be bad. Like as long as you're like in Plat Arena and it's just a random, like you just get matched like you do with Classic, or you do with Live, and it's just you facing whatever bot defense they put up. I think that would work. And I think that's probably going to be a better outcome than what we currently have.
I think it would be a lot more accepted method of it, at least. Like a lot more people would have more fun with that. At least. Which is really what it's about. Like if you're gonna get people having fun, they'll spend money on it. Right?
Yeah.
Point blank. Like whether it's $10 or $100 or $1,000, like they'll throw a couple bucks at you if it's fun. If it's not fun for them, they're not.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I think that would be a really good way to resolve that issue. Damn, I am losing all of my arena fights here. I am just getting owned.
Silver's tough, man. Silver's very tough, and it's you have to be on your tiptoes with it. You have to be picking and banning appropriately. Champions like Necrit, for instance, I'm seeing a lot of people, they're like, oh man, I have to have my Necrit. They're just so used to every offense they have with a Necrit, but it makes their ban choice so easy for the other person. Like beyond easy. Necrit's one of the weakest picks you can have in Live Arena because of that. It's like, okay, who are your other two supports? A Reviver, is she Siphi? No? Okay. Well, now do you have a speed lead? Okay, well then I can just go first instead of you. Stuff like that. So it really complicates it. And I think a lot of people are leaning on the wrong champions. UDK is another one. People are just picking him left and right without actually like who's UDK countering in this? Why'd you pick UDK?
But he's gonna counter
when you had picked him, he had Duchess, Constantine, and Warlord out there.
Yeah. He's gonna counter any single target attack.
Yeah, but he didn't have a single target attacker. Why would you pick him?
You have the A1 from Inithwi.
Inithwi's got a 3-hitter. He can still block revive your Rhodos, even with the UDK.
It's gonna be harder. See,
he can Constantine can block revive your Siphi also with the AoE. Your Constantine's gonna weaken the Rhodos also.
Whoa.
He locked you out, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. I made the mistake of trying to sleep his Warlord and forgetting, so that's
block
a loss.
Revived your air. Yep, yeah. This is my point. Like the UDK pick there was no point to having it at that time. And this is the problem with champions like UDK, like Necrit, Ursuga, Cardiel. A lot of these third pick supports that people are used to using in Classic that don't work out as well as they want in Live because they're not carrying the team hard enough. Like going first is so powerful in live. Your nuker's going first, your lockout's going first, your booster's going first,
Yeah,
all of it. It's just so strong again.
I find that to be true a lot more often now, because I'm just like I'm like, okay, well,
Mhm.
I'll just go second. I have no problem. I'll go second. I got a good defensive base,
And then they
and
lock you out
they
and you
lock me
lose.
out. I lose, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, that is, a liable strategy now. And I'm just like, did not even think about that. Like, you know,
Mhm. Well, and so many
it's
people are like in the no resistance camp, the no speed camp, like these mentalities that people have like just built into other people, and that this is where they're useful now.
yeah.
You say the speed meta is dead until you lose to a 400 speed Yumiko. Like it was never dead. And this is what people have been trying to tell other people and that aren't in high arena. Like some people are like, oh well, arena's broken and you just like it's just arbiter versus arbiter. If you want to do
See,
speed
I
anyways,
feel
it's
like
like
this is
wait,
actually a bot, because I think this would, like, what's the purpose of
did he have
Geo?
a clan? Did he have a clan?
I don't think so, but what's the purpose of Geo?
Does he have the burn thing?
I'm just that's what I'm saying. Like, why pick the Geo? Like right now, my first pick to cancel out
What's
is
that
This
Geo's a
guy,
nuker?
this guy is also 1155 rank. He's still in bronze, bro.
yeah, that's not right. I shouldn't be facing him.
Well, you're on a losing streak. You've lost 4 in a row now.
3 in a row.
3 in a row. This dude's probably on a winning streak.
So, okay, we'll go Rotos, and then, I mean, I want him to keep his Geo.
You have to have a second nuker, yeah. But why are you picking like Rotos into UDK? Like that's what I don't get.
Rotos is like my strongest nuker, so I
Okay,
know
but
that I know.
UDK just hard counters him. Like you're like, okay, I'm gonna go over top of UDK, a
Yeah,
negative affinity hard counter to him, and you're gonna say that Constantine's not gonna kill you before you can kill UDK. He has to kill
well,
you one time, and you're dead forever. And he
with
has a
this team,
two-hitter.
yeah, but with this team, I think I can beat that. But yeah, Constantine,
Maybe.
uh, that is an interesting choice. His Geo is super fast.
Yeah, deplete your turn meter. Now you're. So now you're gonna boost. You're gonna A1. Nice. Provokes. And provokes that useless.
Well,
That's why stun set's better.
yeah, I know. I'm doing it for the Hydra challenge.
Bro, if that got one shot, I would laugh.
I'm just trying to think here. Like,
The
I mean,
Geo pick.
I think he was just trolling me. Like,
I think he's been watching too much Pogo.
Pogo.
Pogo Pink Tie, the Geo AOX team.
I mean, yeah, this guy has no reason to be facing me if he's in bronze. Like, being in silver, that now, unless that was
Yeah,
a
but
bot,
you lost against you lost it. Look at does he have a clan or not?
I'll find out afterwards. But even if I lost, I should still be going up against people that are in my tier. That,
I mean,
if Matt Bobby loses 3 wins or 3 battles to, somebody, I don't want him going up against me when he's in, like, gold or something. Like,
we don't know their whole formula.
yeah,
Like,
I guess, yeah, but it's like,
if that dude was in bronze 4, like right at the top of bronze 4, when you even get into silver, it's like right after that rank.
yeah, you don't
You
really
know.
want a Geo being useless. You've got a Duchess and a Krisk.
Yeah, 1300 is silver, so he was just at the bottom of bronze 4.
Yeah. Let's see here. We'll pick our Sifi. And we'll go with our Rhonda. I feel like I might want to +2 my Rhonda now, because how OP she is.
The biveled pick. The biveled pick. I see.
What do you think his strategy is against that?
Against what?
With the Bivel. Like, is he just trying to keep me?
Just gonna provoke you. You can provoke the weak hits.
I'm gonna ban the Duchess. But yeah, I more and more that I'm looking at it, I think I want to regear my Uko in a stun set because she's just a menace. Although what I've been noticing lately is Mortu Macabre has been coming back against.
Yeah, everyone thought he was gonna be dead.
Yes. And like I stripped all my gear off of my Mortu. I was like, oh, Taras and Marichka just like killed it. Like he's not working whatsoever. And he's been killing it in live arena with me. Like I'm just getting demolished by him.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. A lot of people are leaving on champions that do AoE things, you know? You put in Baron, I can put in more too. If you put in Kaimar, I can put in more too. If you put in Ukko, I can put in more too. You know? Especially like the Ukko pick. So good.
Yeah, well, that's exactly it. Is the Ukko pick. Like, I've had losses because I've been picking Ukko because of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh man, like that's...
Pick order matters so much. Like who you pick in what order, it can change everything.
Yeah, agreed. I'm like, oh man, it's... Like, I took Ukko as my first one in one of my last matches, and somebody picked two more Macabres at the end, and he annihilated me with those two Mortus. Like, he just wiped the floor with me. And I was like, wow. Like, how is that?
Yeah. Especially the dupe losses I'm really salty about it because you won't be able to do that in gold. Like the whole dynamic of live is going to be entirely different in gold. Right now, everyone's just like they pick the same 5 champions every time.
Yeah, so maybe this was a bot. I think this is a perfect.
Yeah.
I think this was a bot. Yeah.
It's no PP, no clan.
No PP, no clan. It's. Yeah, I guess we are debunking the myth of there being bots. There definitely is a bot because there's no reason why this guy would pick a Geo as a pick, like anything else.
That's on his defense, bro.
There's no reason. But, well, I mean, it's on his defense and it's on his attack team. Although I do like how they put Constantine in there. And like a 2-star Blessing Rotos, which, you know, let's add some mayhem in there. But what did I pick my Duchess first? No, I didn't pick my Duchess first. I picked Ukko first. Didn't I? Because that...
Ukko was your second pick, your third pick.
But... Okay, here's another one. So this is what I feel like. I see a lot of those that have just like the square around their name, and I'm like, are those the bot accounts?
This is a content creator. It's the only way to get the Cardiel avatar.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Senda.
Senda?
No.
But why is it not showing his clan or anything? Is he not in a clan or?
That was the clan.
Really? Okay. The Nishak. I hate Nishak. I hate him so bad. Do I want to bring in a Tuhanorak to cleanse the bombs or no?
Maybe like accounts from different parts of the area, the world. Maybe they have a problem showing up.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I had one guy that he locked me out, picked the Nishak, and then just demolished me. And Gaius too. Gaius, I was like, I don't have mine built yet. I've just been leaving him in there, and he's been destroying me in live arena too.
I have a +3 Shazar. I think I'm gonna have to build out.
Right. And it's I do like the the let's bring, multiple, I guess, strategies to the game. I think at this point is, I'm curious, is he going to pick, okay, Trunda. Tuli, what's my band pick going to be here? I'm thinking Arbiter.
Niche, but okay.
Nish, Nishak?
Either ban Arbiter or Kimmy, one of the two. Or Warlord. Probably just ban the Arbiter, but he's still gonna lock you out.
Yeah, but if he
He's
doesn't,
gonna ban Siffy.
yeah,
He bans Siffy here. That is what he does.
okay. I guess I'm gonna go Uko. She's got the better lead, but she's got a higher blessing, so hopefully that helps.
Akko and he's got 1%. 1%. And her passive doesn't need to be in the lead.
For Duchess, no, but ooh, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4 provokes. That bomb may wreck me though.
Yeah, you're gonna get rocked. This is the why I don't like provoke set. Stunned by the Trunda.
Okay.
Although if you survive that bomb, you win though. He doesn't have a reviver.
I'll take out. Who do I take out?
You need to kill the Niche. Kill the Niche, he can't win. He doesn't have a reviver.
Yeah, but
Kill the rat. You kill the rat.
See, he doesn't have. No, this doesn't show you.
If you didn't kill the rat, he would have just placed 2 bombs on everybody and killed.
It shows it now.
Now it shows it, but before it didn't, right? I didn't see him having one before.
Yeah, it might have just had been delay. It just didn't load in.
Hey, Crossout, welcome to the stream, man.
Hey, Crossout.
I think he's one of the Spanish content creators.
Okay. I
Candy
feel.
Or Rotos? Candy and then Rotos, you build them both. Candy doesn't need books, so it's pretty easy to build. And then Rotos.
I don't know, man. I have a +2 Rotos and I love him. I just recently rebuilt him. I over the last 3 days, I've farmed close to 15,000 energy in Alname. And I have, it's only done like 1/10 of my gear.
Yeah. Got to upgrade 15 pieces. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But I feel like Rotos hands down over, because Rotos can get countered by, they both actually are countered by Ultimate DK, but I just feel like Rotos will just do a better job at surviving over the what's it called? Kandrathon. Okay.
Candy has a passive that he just doesn't take 40% damage, right?
I do, but if you just bring in, if I just have a Duchess and UDK.
If I just have, which he doesn't, probably.
He does have a Duchess. I know for a fact he does have a Duchess because I went on his account this week. I did a clan boss takeover for him, and he does have a Duchess and a Krisk and a Rotos and a Kandrathon. Okay, band pick here. I don't know. I feel Arbiter, no increased attack. What do you think?
Why do you ask me what I think every match? Just believe in yourself.
I believe.
Believe in yourself.
Is that the way to start? Because I said, hey, it's a wonderful time of day.
It is a temporal change too, which is good.
Tries to bend the Rotos and not the Sissy. Hi guys. Hi.
Okay, so my Uko is not fast enough.
Is so his Uko not tuned with you, Siffy?
No.
Sleep to Siffy.
There we go. We got that. We'll sleep. Do I sleep anybody? No. I guess sleep her. And then Ronda AoE. Yeah. See, now you telling me that the algorithm takes all the wins that I have and is now going to place me against harder opponents, correct?
Yep.
Which it just did. It just put you against 3 people in a row that were 1300 rank.
Yep.
You got
But
one easy
I
match.
I won against the one easy match, though. That doesn't make too much sense.
Yeah, and then you got back up against anybody else in your rank. Why is that a problem?
I just feel like it's a cheat win. I feel like it's a cheat win, don't you? Now this guy's got to be in what? Gold, silver. Is it 1500 to get out of silver 1? That is kind of extreme, I think.
It's 1300 to get in. It's only a 200-point gap. It's not that bad.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, when it's like 4,000 to get into silver.
It's only 40 wins.
Plus 2 Yumiko, plus 2 Sifi.
Easy.
Yeah, I know, right? And this is how you know, like, you're like, yeah, I got a stacked account. I'm good. I can do this. And then you start getting into some of these fights and you're just like, whoa, wait a minute. Like, but I feel like I've been noticing a lot of players getting in the mentality of, I can't compete against this kind of team because they're more powerful than I am. Do you feel having that sentiment yourself?
No, I think you just need to pick better bans and stuff like that. Like here, if you ban the Siffy, for instance, he has no speed lead, has no backup reviver for the Marichica, and he has to pick a second nuker.
Okay,
So
banning.
now you have to ban the Siffy here, but now you have to make sure you're faster than the lockout, which you don't have a counter lockout. So have fun.
Oh, and he locked out my Rhoda. He took out my Rhodos.
Yeah, Rodos takes care of Leo and is a hard counter to Marichica and Terrace.
Yeah.
He's
This
one.
is so OP, bro.
He's one of the best counters to Marichica and Terrace. Every
I
time you
fucking
touch
hate Rhodes so
Marichica,
much.
Terrace hits him and he gets an extra turn.
I've been 1v4'd by Rhodos. I kill everybody. Rhodos is at 10% HP and he's still 1v. I'm like, what the?
Mm-hmm.
It's insane.
I was faster too.
Yeah, but you're not
Man,
boosting
you never
into
fight
anything.
Rhodos.
That's the thing. So your Siffy is not a threat in the ban phase, in the pick phase. Like the chances of your Ukko being tuned to your Siffy slim.
Well, that was surprising. I thought she was gonna wake him up.
That's an interesting interaction. He didn't get woke up there.
No, he didn't. He didn't get woke up at all. That is a thick shield too. Who? Oh, is it the Taurus that's in a
Bolster set?
What? No.
Bolster Taurus? Has
Taurus?
to be.
Yeah, I think it's the Taurus that is in a.
It has to be because the Marichica is, and the Yumiko is definitely not in a bolster set. I'm gonna tell you that
No,
right now.
but that's what I'm saying. Like that was an interesting pick. Like I don't think I've seen that before.
I mean, HP nukers have been getting put into bolster recently. I've seen even like bolster Mortus. I think it's terrible, but like HP nukers especially need Savage.
Yeah,
like, you have no way to increase their damage. Like, it's the only way to increase their damage is to ignore more defense.
All right, so if I take out the Yumiko because that's going to be my easiest counter. I gotta wait for the
That Leo gonna clap your cheeks.
Nope. Slept his ass.
No.
Ooh.
Jesus.
And that's in a bolster set? That is...
You- yeah, he didn't hit that hard. He hit 75k. Your champions are just squishy.
Bro, my Duchess is not.
Your Duchess didn't die. Your Stiffy did, and your
Yeah.
Ukko did.
Wow. That was...
At least you only lost 4.
Yeah, how much defense and HP does your Stiffy have, for instance?
My Sifi
Like,
isn't... I didn't build my Sifi for Arena, but let's go recently
didn't
used.
build your Stiffy for
Well, I built her
Arena?
for pure speed, not for,
Yeah, I understand, but like the whole point being...
Yeah, so I think she's got like 4K with 52K HP.
Yeah, so
I
if I
mean,
get a Helm Smasher proc, you have 2k defense.
yeah.
Is she artifact ascended?
Why?
Not
She's
yet.
got 92% crit rate too. Oh god.
Dude,
Crit
it
rate
was
close.
just speed. It was just speed. That's all that mattered. I got 24 speed on this roll. Like, it was just that much.
All the champions I use in Arena are all artifact ascended.
Okay.
I mean, he's got to get a boot for her. You get a 12 speed.
Maybe you gotta spend an extra 10,000 in Sand Devil.
I mean, my
Gotta-
Rhodos is
Gotta go
almost
farm
there.
campaign now. Gotta go farm
Right?
campaign now for a boot. Imagine.
My Duchess is almost there. Like, it's the... What pisses me off is that you can't re-roll out of the Ascensions, and I'm just like... Which I guess kind of makes sense, because if
That's
you could...
the best part, is that you can't re-roll them. I love that. Are you kidding me?
No, because it's
That's
like...
amazing.
Like, I've
You
got,
can
like, my best in
guarantee-
slot piece, and then it rolls flat attack. What am I going to do with an HP, like, bolster set piece that rolls flat attack? I'm like, my Duchess doesn't need attack. Like,
yeah. But meanwhile, at the same time, if you get a garbage piece that ascends HP percent, 100% you are going to have HP percent when you ore it. Guaranteed.
Let's see. We'll go... Let's go with Rhonda, because she's been one that I'm... Like, she's got flat HP here. Like, this is garbage for me. Like, I'm just like... I mean, the HP, I guess, would be better, but the defense percentage here, I'm like, okay, I really don't need that. Not that these gloves are great for her, but I'm just like, yeah, like, I don't know.
You're complaining about a defense percent roll on a crit damage glove with double crit rate. Like, just because it's not good for the champion you're trying to use it on now, doesn't mean it's not a good piece.
Right.
Like, yeah. Like even my Corrado could use that attack just with accuracy on it, because he needs at least enough accuracy to lock out nukers.
Yeah, like it has HP and defense. So like if let's say there was a certain champion like a Solus or maybe HP nuker, they could still benefit off that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like just like I was saying, you're just saying, oh, I don't need defense percent, I don't need HP percent on this. These pieces are not locked to Rhonda for the rest of their lives.
I don't like to have to re-gear. Silver is a problem in this game.
It's not.
It's
Not at all. I have no problems whatsoever on either of my accounts. Like, just manage yourself better.
Manage myself better. Do I have a KSO to... No, I don't have a KSO to redo this one.
And why are you ordering anything that's not ascended?
Why am I oring anything that's not ascended? Because why do I want to ascend it if it's
You
not...
have to. Why are you gonna ascend something after you ore it? Like, you want to get... These are things that you can guarantee. These are things that we know we're gonna have.
Yes, but this is a crit damage glove. That's
Yes, you ascend
triple...
it. If you're gonna ore that, you ascend it to make sure you hit a good ascension first, and it's worth the ore. You don't get that many ores.
You get like
if that ascends flat defense, how much more value? Like, what can it ore into that's going to be good for you?
Well, I don't even know what it's going to ore over here. I don't even know what my main set's going to be. If it goes into...
That's the point. That's the point. You do know what the ascension is, though.
Fine. We'll roll...
Like...
Yeah, it's crap. I mean, maybe for a Stoneskin Rhodos. but probably not.
Now, yeah, like the value, the chances of that glove being an end game piece with a shit ascension is slim. Wait for the next one.
I've never seen a Stone Skin Rotos yet.
Now,
I
see,
did.
this is good.
I built
This
one.
roll crit damage on crit damage, but it's, the problem is I got one defensive roll in it. So
That's why is that bad? Defense percent scales nukers.
yeah,
What kind of mentality is that?
yeah, but what am I going to use it on? Who am I going to put it on?
Right.
That's the question. Like,
What right this second? Sure, you don't have somebody. Like that's the point. Though, like this is the only thing that you're thinking about is right this second. Who am I going to use it on?
Well,
What if they release HP nukers were useless until Terrace came out too? Now everybody will keep every single HP nuker piece that they can fucking get. What if they release a Terrace level defense nuker next week? You have a Siffy.
Well, they do. They have a.
You have a Harima. You have Harima. Like Harima could use that glove.
No, she can't.
Like
Not my Harima. Not my Harima.
Hashtag not my Harima.
Not my Harima.
Yeah,
my
your-
Harima can't use that.
She's got perfect Cruel and Savage on her already. Highly doubt.
I can't share my Harima build yet because it's gonna be part of my plat strat. So I don't want you guys farming me tonight. But yeah, no, not my Harima. Not my Harima. That's why I wasn't picking her while we were trying to go through the reset.
Regardless, if you said like all your ascensions were that bad and blah 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 blah, like almost none of my nukers are using Savage plus Cruel right now. I'm using Savage and off piece because of ascensions on almost everybody.
Yeah, the crit. Ooh, these aren't bad.
Those are amazing. Those are amazing now.
But I rolled a flat defense. Like,
so what? There's HP, attack, crit rate, and crit rate.
Yes,
Is
but
a speed
like,
set.
if I had even gotten
Rotos glove
if I had even gotten either attack or HP, I'd be like, okay, I'm game. But what is flat defense going to do for me? That's what pisses me off.
You literally just had a speed set glove up when you said that. Like you hit a speed set glove that had crit rate, attack percent, HP percent, and ascended crit rate.
It was a regen. It was a regen.
Like, holy cow. It's still a great glove. Like, what is wrong with this glove? Oh, there's flat defense on it, he says. Who cares?
I care. Like, see, this one makes sense. I got crit damage into attack percent, but it's got like a single roll attack percent.
On it. This is the exact same fucking thing.
No, it's not, because this one is more tailored to an attack-based nuker.
Okay, but the other one has 22% crit rate on it and 12% attack on it. Like it's easier to build with crit rate than it is attack percent.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I'm just being really picky. Like I'm trying to hold off like any of my bad pieces. As Jay knows, he's had to do multiple gear cleanses for me, and I just don't want to hold on to like.
Well, someone didn't watch my stop wasting gear video clearly, because you are wasting so much of your gear if you're oring without ascensions and not even rolling to check these things. Like, you're missing out on so much.
Like, see, this one I like. This one made sense. It's crit damage. It got HP percentage, but I got to roll into HP percentage glove, HP percentage stat. So I'm like, all right, so this will work for, like a Hydra champ. I'll use that, especially because it's got the accuracy and defense. I will blame J10.
Your chest on your Rotos wasn't even ascended to a 1-star yet, was it?
No, but that's because I rolled resistance, I think. So I'm like,
who cares? Who cares? What's the piece look like? Like,
what am I gonna get? What am I gonna? What? Okay, explain to me. What's 29 resistance?
I said you didn't even. I asked you if you rolled it to a 1-star.
Oh,
I said
did.
No.
I did.
You said no. I rolled into resistance. I didn't ascend it. It was your response.
Wow. So I mean, what do you do for when you are ready to ascend your gear? Like, how do you go through the mentality of picking your pieces? Like, see, this one I
What
like.
said every single one of my savage chests needs to be ascended. Like if it's a viable piece, it needs to be ascended. So it says HP percent. That's a 6-star chest now, just like that for your Rotos.
Yeah.
And you didn't even have it ascended. Meanwhile, you're saying you built your Rotos to the gills, and you don't even have all the pieces that could potentially be used on them ascended. You could have massive upgrades just chilling here.
That's true. That is a fair point. That is a fair point. Oh, I didn't even know I had this one. Like I said, I've gone through and I've been ascending all week to just try to get things going. Like trying to
I wish
find
it was ascend all. That'd be nice, right?
huh?
I
Ascend
wish there
all?
was like an
Yeah.
ascend all button. Yeah.
Yeah. What's his name should put it in the thing in the RSL helper. Farb stuff, yeah. I think he should put it in the because unless he does it, Plarium won't do it themselves. You know, he's got to do it first, and then Plarium will do it. But like, see, this one I like. This one is going to be a great piece. Hopefully, I can roll some speed at the bottom over here. But double crit damage, crit rate as an offset piece. Man, I'm gonna have.
Oh, but it has resistance roll.
It does.
You have oh man, like okay, so like you say, oh, but it has flat defense on it, but you don't even mention the roll into resistance on this off-piece chest. Like that. This is what I'm saying. Like you just have inconsistencies with your gear. Like
yeah,
you're just
because
like,
I'm thinking, like I want each piece of gear to roll properly, just like every player out there.
You're never gonna get perfect gear in every single slot. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen.
It could with hopes and dreams.
Okay, you want to spend 200,000? I didn't think so. Sounds good. Next.
So when you started pushing for Plat Arena, when you guys started pushing for Plat Arena, what was the first set of gear that you started to ascend? Boots?
First slot of gear, gloves.
Gloves. Okay. And
For
you
sure.
did gloves with what? Crit rate, crit damage?
Crit damage.
Okay.
Yeah, all my HP percent gloves and all my crit damage gloves got ascended.
Why am I having a difficult time with
First
this?
thing I did.
So crit rate with crit damage. So all of these, I didn't even do that.
No, I didn't do substats. That's not. It's insets will still beat your subset. Like if you're putting a non-savage nuker out there, it's not even worth building.
Right. No. Obviously, you know, when I put it in the optimizer, I'd put either savage, lethal, or cruel.
No, you should not be doing that when you do the optimizer. You're getting significantly less optimal builds.
Well, if
you don't force sets at all in damage. You just put damage mode and send it. It'll tell you what your best set is. If you're forcing lethal, I promise. Like if you have the paid version, it'll tell you your damage output.
No, I know, I do, and I'm just like, I find it though that it gives me a lot of offset piece builds, and I'm like, well, that's not gonna really work for Arena. I want to be able to.
Says who? You didn't put the battle optimizer. You didn't put your battle stats in. Then what target are you fighting? A 2,000 defense target or a 4,000 defense target? That's your fault. You don't need to force sets at all, ever. If it has enough defense, it'll give you the damage mitigation always.
But damn, this is what 10,000 energy got me. I guess I gotta.
Dude, I think.
Anyway, so like the point being, like you're probably not going to use a regen crit damage glove. I ascended my sets that mattered. I went to all my savage and all my cruel first.
Yeah,
I think I spent like 13,000 energy on Sando.
Now, are you guys farming stage 7, stage 24, or 25?
7 and 24.
7 and 24. You're not using Ninja?
24 is for Ninja, yeah.
25 is for Ninja.
No, it's not.
No,
yes,
24 is Ninja, 25 is Drain.
No, nope. It's not.
Nope.
You're wrong, BLAZIN. You're dead wrong.
All right, you ready? You ready? You ready?
25 is force.
Are you ready for
you can
this?
use. Yeah, you can use
it,
Ninja on
but it's
4.
not
Yeah,
optimal.
like the build is way harder.
No, it's
Like,
not. I will.
yes, it
I
is.
was saving this to do it on a video, but I'll show you right now. Like the
I've seen
build.
this already. He crits on 25. He can't be crit on 24. The build is entirely different. He literally cannot be crit on 24. That's why it works so well.
Imagine having a +1 Rotos. I mean, ninja.
Plus
Now
one
you're
ninja.
giving the boss extra crit rate and extra crit damage versus
Right,
you.
but it takes less animation, less turns with Ninja dead. You don't need Ninja up. And you're giving up way too much. Because I brought up the same argument. I was talking with Bid Bad from my clan because he does like a lot of the arena prep work for everybody. And I was like, dude, do I really need to farm 25? Like, why not just farm 24? He's like, no, what you get from 25 is much more than long term than what you get from 24.
It's barely different actually, but you can like the drop rates are literally crowdsourced or data mined. Like,
Yeah, and then
it's like you get slightly more tier 2s, and that's it.
yeah, I know this you have to farm with food, which is also great because you get champion training events done a lot easier. But you need the speed from that to you
This
only
is
need
not
the 3 food.
faster. This is not faster even close.
What are you farming yours at 21, at 24?
2 minutes flat.
Okay. I think I'm at like 2.5, 2.2, 2.3. I think my fastest one was like 2:45 on this. But I'm
So
also
you just said 2.2 to 2.3, but your fastest run is 2:45.
Right.
That doesn't make any sense.
okay. I misspoke.
220 to 230, but your fastest run is 2:45.
This is why I love having you on because you don't let me get away with shit.
How are we going backwards? What the fuck?
Good lord.
You get me with everything. I mean, look,
I think you meant to say that
huh?
that the average, like the average is 240, but the fastest is 220.
Well, like when I've seen, but I mean, this is like for me. I think this he made sense. Like, this is the build that I need. This is what and the speeds, like your ninja can be in like almost your clan boss build. To be honest,
It could be in any build. I saw somebody with like a 175 ninja the other day.
yeah, and it's we're 230 right now. So, but it just makes it like I don't know. I argued against the same thing, and he showed me everything, pointing out like, no, you really want to do the 24 because you gain way much more over the long term. So sorry, my best time was 1:52. I take that back. My best time was 1:52.
Yeah, if you could do that on 25 averagely, that's actually really good.
But and you're also getting the 4 or the 3 food champs in there as well too.
Right.
But
That's actually not bad. Having chickens as well is not bad.
And
most people
but
love
there's-
the chicken farms.
But there's no Sand Devil like tournament or like event for it. So it's
no,
like,
there
if
isn't. But
was,
you
I
know
think
what?
it-
My champion training that I had to do, literally, I did everything through Sand Devils. I threw the 10K energy in, and I leveled all my food through Sand Devil. I didn't do anything else. I leveled all my food through Sand Devil, and the builds are really not, that crazy. You're talking 70k HP is like the baseline minimum of what you want to do.
70k HP on a Godseeker is not an easy build. I'm gonna tell you that.
Yeah,
right
it's not like that.
Not even
especially
that build
mine,
is
it's
one of
really
the
a lot.
most intensive regen builds in the game.
Well, I have her
Look at
on
base
regen
HP.
and immortal.
It's hard
Yeah.
to scale 15,000.
Yep. Like
Like the fact that you have that much is good, man.
Wow.
I had to.
This
I
was
have the
weaker.
build also.
This
I
is
have the
weaker
build
compared to
also, but,
everybody else in my clan. This is like the weaker build that gets it done. Like most of the guys in there have like 80 to 85k.
Yeah,
Jesus
the
Christ.
most of the people that are trying to build this that can't build a Sand Devil team have a hard time hitting 65k HP with 3750 defense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. That's true.
I had to get Elixir Life, which is a support mastery, just to get her to 65,000.
Yep.
Yep.
I mean, I have that. I have
Yeah, because you
Steadfast.
can't run War Master. You have
No,
to.
you
Most
can't
people are
run War
running
Master.
either
You can't
the
run.
defense
Yeah.
or the HP one.
Yeah, but it's and the ninja build is, simple as simple as can be. It is, from what I understand, you do have to have the speeds accurate. You can't change the speeds. Once you start changing the speeds, what it does is you get like that 1% where it'll just go until like the end of the turn counter.
You said it doesn't matter if Ninja dies though. So the
Right,
whole
it
point of
doesn't.
the turn is that Ninja he can do his burn and then he can die from the very next hit. Is what you're telling me. And it doesn't
Yes.
matter.
Yes,
So
and
how is Godseeker reviving him out of turn?
I don't know. But I had him at like 202 speed. I tried him at 207 speed, 206 speed, and 205 speed. It has been a 100% consistent run without fail, and I think I've done over like 300 runs on it so far.
And on 24, you can have him anywhere from like 180 to 240 speed.
So, what's the speed that Godseeker needs at 24?
261.
And it
I think
doesn't.
Sneckers has been running her at like 258 even. But yeah.
And does she need the specific tune where she she needs the food as well too, or no?
I mean, I think you need her unbooked to do the food.
Yeah, the food. So she doesn't have one in her A3, I think it is. But I don't know. Maybe, yeah. See, if she revives him at the wrong time, though, see, like that right there, that will keck you.
That's not the wrong revive. That's how it's supposed to be done.
That was the wrong revive.
You had to revive on death because your ninja isn't built to survive at all. He's in a DPS build.
But I don't know. I mean, I find that the 25 was, it's, for me at least, it's better. And I've just been doing this one. I've been doing 7.
What's happening is if her revive on death is proccing again, it's because it's her speed. Because once she revives on death from herself to bring the ninja, you have to make sure that.
Yeah, this is why you need an unbooked.
Yeah, like she doesn't take enough turns in between the moment before he dies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because when you book her, it gets her cooldowns on the passive.
I wouldn't worry about being useless. We'll get you there soon. But no, like
she gets 3 cooldowns on the passive. Yeah, so
she's got her A2 booked onto with no cooldown, and then I did book the passive, but it's a 5-turn cooldown. Yeah, so.
Yeah, but if you don't book the passive, it's longer and it would work better. That's the
A3. The passive.
The passive's what wasted and what broke your tune, not your A3.
I don't know. Because I did the one with Walking Tomb Drain for 25. That was taking too long for me, and I was like, yeah, I need this stuff right now to be able to compete in arena. So I kind of just let that go.
I mean, it's pretty good. I actually think it's pretty decent. Especially because he's negative affinity.
Well,
Chronum should be able to do 20. I think a lot of people are using Chronum on 25 as well.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, I don't have him yet. I'm getting there.
Just get him.
Yeah. That's why I'm trying to. Actually, if you already haven't, guys, just make sure you go back to the video where I'm doing the giveaway and comment on any video from there until now to be able to win your giveaway, your Chronum. I'll be doing your referral accounts, but unless you're a content creator, then you don't get it. Jay. But yeah, I'm working on it. I'm trying to get it done so that when I start the other 3 accounts, I have them ready to go. But I wanted to ask one last question before we finish the stream. But so new players coming into the game now can get both Ronda and Ultimate DK as a promo code. Real quick, do you think it's fair or no?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think they saw probably how many people came during the free logins for those champions and how it probably like people were happy like wow these are actually good free Legos, you know. Diliana's nice, Alexander sharpshooter's okay, like cool, helps you out, gives you extra accuracy lead, but it's not as impactful as having like a Ronda or UDK free. It's just nuts for a clan boss, for like progressing to Dragon 20 or even Dragon 25. It's just nutty to have these champions for free. So they realize, hey, this could be some way for people to keep making maybe new accounts or to invite their friends and be like, come back, stuff like that. So I think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Super good, definitely.
I don't know, because I feel like
what, because you did it hard, everyone else should have it hard? Is that what you're about to say? Don't even.
No. I just feel like so players that lost the chance to get UDK from when he was done as a login to now that don't have him, how is that fair to those players? Because they can't use the promo code. It's only for new players.
Mm-hmm. I mean, what about everybody that doesn't have Ninja? The same argument. Like,
Yeah,
if you weren't there, you don't have it. Like, not everybody is going to always have access to every champion or get a chance to get every single champion. And I don't think the mentality that everybody should is correct either. Like,
I mean, I'm with you with the ninja thing. I think they need to.
it's the same thing here. It's the exact same thing here. You said, "Oh, well, these players weren't around for UDK. What about how they can't get UDK now?" It is the exact same thing. There's nothing changed.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the ninja needs to come back, even for it's like a week or just an event or something to be accessible for more people. But I get that that's locked behind a contract and whatever with Ninja. I feel like if they did the Ninja event, I think there'd be more craze over that than there was for the Krisk event. I think hands down, people would.
I mean, that's entirely different. You're talking about giving up free Lego versus a void Lego you have to compete in a whale tournament for.
Well, again, they're not going to do an event where they're just going to give us Ninja away for free again. Not unless, that Ninja comes out and like starts saying, give my people Ninja. Give my people Ninja. That's unless that happens, we're not going to get Ninja. But I think it may be possible to say, hey, we'll cut you in for a piece of the pie. Let us do an event. And I think he may, which is
They
bad.
did give us a Ninja. They gave us Cronum. He does everything Ninja does and better.
So you think Cronum is better than Ninja?
Absolutely. Like, he literally does everything Ninja does and more.
Yeah, but doesn't he need his partner? Attacks one enemy 2 times. Each head has a 30% chance of increasing the duration of a random debuff on the target by 1 turn. Yeah, but this is random.
He just has an AoE burn. And then he activates it.
Yeah, but yeah, like
and then if you have the partner with him, he's also unkillable. Like, the amount of content he solos is crazy.
Oh,
because he's unkillable.
I know. I saw who was it that did a stage 10 speedrun in like a minute was Mullet Reaver. or like a minute and a half or something like that. He did Ice Golem 10,
Yeah,
which
he does. He
kind of
does
makes
Griffin. He
me.
does Scarab. He does Ice Golem. He does Sand Devil. He does Dragon. You name it.
Well, I'm gonna have to push to get him on my account. Do either one of you two have him? I think you do too, Lee, right?
I have him on my alt. I have Ninja on my main, so
So you never did it on your main?
no. I barely use Ninja as is.
Really? Oh no.
Yeah, it's Junk Champion.
In 2 more levels, I'll have Chrono.
2 more
Nice.
levels?
Yeah.
Very nice, very nice.
Are you running all of your ults, or are you having a viewer?
No, I've yeah, I've had whatchamacallit, he's done every single one. What's his name? Oh man, I can't. I always know the name like because I see the color of the name on Twitch.tv. Actually, I
Rhonda's
could probably figure out the
pullable,
name right now.
by the way, isn't she? I can pull her from Ancients.
Yeah, Rhonda. As long as you're a new player, you have 5 days to pull her.
No, you
But-
can pull her anyways.
Rhonda?
Yeah.
Buster's Choice.
She can be summoned from Ancient Shards. Can she? Yeah.
I don't think so. Because why would they need somebody to empower her if she can be pulled?
Oh, she's true. She's not on the.
No. The following shards cannot be summoned: Thea, Lydia, Delsarin.
Oh, she's
yeah,
right.
Rhonda.
Yeah,
Rhonda.
She just says Rhonda. Just Rhonda.
I'm like, wait, what? You mean to tell me I'm about to be
Isn't there more to her name than just Rhonda?
Ronda Rousey or whatever?
No,
it
it's
is.
just Rhonda. It's just Rhonda in
Is
the
it?
game. I thought it's not like Rhonda the something. I thought she had a title. That's why I looked over.
But who empowers Chronum? I don't know. Let's take a quick gander here.
I forget who empowers Cronin.
Who is it?
I forget who empowers him.
Altan.
Altan. Yeah,
Altan. I just pulled this guy right here. Grogjar. Wow. So I'm excited to see him. Baron. Who is gonna give up 4 Barons for Quintus?
Have you seen Quintus though?
I mean, 4 Barons?
Have you seen Quintus though?
Have you seen 4 Barons?
Have you seen Quintus?
Yeah.
He has 1600 base attack. Just throwing that out there. Both of his A2 and his A3 reset each other when you kill people. He's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I think a lot of people are sleeping on how hard this dude is gonna hit.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, it's kind of troll that they put Baron there, but
that's what I'm saying. Like,
this dude smacks, dude. I know somebody that has 9 Barons.
9 Barons. Wow.
Yeah.
What?
9 Barons?
Yeah.
That's
He's not
either
even
going to be
level
really
100.
bad luck in the beginning or really good luck when he got buffed.
He's not even level 100.
What?
He has 9 Barons?
Yeah.
Somebody likes the void shards. So, anyways, it's that time, guys. We have hit the 2-hour mark. I appreciate everybody joining us today. It has been a fun chat with you guys. Taurus and Finax, I hope that you got some information from us that you can bring back to Plarium. Taurus, I think you need to be nerfed a little bit. Just a little bit, not too much. Just a little bit. Finax, I think you're doing great. I'm loving you for Clan Boss. You're my brand new nuker for Clan Boss. Like, hands down. You replaced my ninja. But before we go, we do like to do shout outs on the channel. So Jay, I'm gonna kick it off to you first.
Yeah, I think I forgot. I know the name. Give me a second. I think it's called Tram. Just so I don't mess up the actual name of the. He's actually fairly new. He just started up.
Okay.
On raid content.
All right. Well, while you get yours ready, Thule, shout out.
I'm gonna shout out NZ Callis this week. He's the guy that holds the record for the Fire Knight team right now, and basically one of like 10 guys working on it right now.
Wow.
You know,
Jesus.
yeah. So he made a calculator for Fire Knight and the whole nine. So
Nice.
definitely shout out Callis.
Nice. By the way, Thule, I have not checked it yet. I'm not gonna lie, I have not checked it yet, but I know you dropped a video on Fire Knight with no cardiel, no reflex gear.
Yep.
But I don't want to give too many spoilers, but I'm gonna go check that out because I need to start farming Fire Knight. So
Yeah, that is the Fat Bronc. Bam. That's what the team's called.
And then Jay, do you have your shout out?
Yeah, tracks on Sundays.
Tracks on Sundays. All right. Shout out to them. And my shout out's actually gonna go to you two guys. You two poor souls, drag yourselves on Sunday with me for 2 hours along with the viewers. And I just want to say, without you two here, this wouldn't be as enjoyable. It'd be just me talking to the camera and interacting with, raid. So much appreciation to you guys. Much love. Thank you for joining us on the weekends. Thank you for taking the time out. And as always, guys, we have much appreciation, much love for the whole community. Make sure you check out these guys on their YouTube channels. Subscribe to their channels. A subscribe to the channel does not cost you anything. Go give them a follow on Twitch. That doesn't cost anything either. Support these guys to be able to put the content out there for you, for the community. And, I'm sure that they're definitely happy to be hit up in Discord and be bugged and talk to about any questions you might have. So, as always, guys, we will catch you next weekend. Much love, much appreciation. Be safe, be well, and be good to each other. Alrighty.
Bye.